studio in New York City, Cheesehead TV brings you two guys who like to think they know something about football.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Packer Transplants Live. I am Aaron Nagler, and I am joined, as always, by Mr. Corey Banky, my partner here at Cheesehead TV. We are coming to you live from the Live X studio in Midtown Manhattan, and we are ready to talk some Packers, whether Banky wants to or not. So what do we have on tap today, Corey?
Today, we'll try to figure out what the hell went wrong in Minnesota and get ready for a meaningful December football period.
Going off script already.
But right now, it's time for the good, the bad, and the ugly. We got the good, we got
Davante Adams.
We got the bad, we got
Jason Spriggs.
And we got the ugly, we got
Aaron Rodgers' last two throws in Minneapolis. Basically chucking the game away. One into the ground, another into the air. What's up, Banky? How you doing?
Good. Midweek.
Ready to take on the Arizona Cardinals. I think before we get any further down the road here, we have to acknowledge something. All the talk, all the rage in Packerdom at the moment is
what's the rage?
Around Mike McCarthy's job and whether he'll be here next year, whether he's on the hot seat, how hot that seat is. So we wanted to take the pulse of Packer fans tuning in to Packer Transplants this week. Give us a shout out either in the comments here on YouTube or on Twitter, wherever you are on social, really. Give us a hashtag, Cheesehead TV. It's CHTV Fire Mike or hashtag CHTV Keep Mike. We want to see, and we're going to gauge this throughout the show, and at the end of the show, we'll see where we're at. But keep those in the comments here, YouTube, on Twitter. Let us know what's up. Banky, I know where you stand. But let's say right now.
Where do you think I stand?
Right now.
Where do you think I stand?
You think he's a good coach, and you think they should keep him.
I don't know if that's true.
Uh-huh.
I live in a world where... I live in a world where I like the process and the time to work itself out. I think it's think it's premature. Mm-hmm. I actually think, and I know people got to have clickbait, people got to have shows, people got to talk about stuff, and everybody wants to get ahead, right?
People got to have shows.
Everybody wants to get ahead,
Most
right?
people with their
Everybody
shows.
wants. It's like the whole idea of journalism, where it's like gotcha journalism.
Yeah, but wait a second.
I got to be first.
We're not doing journalism here. We're fans.
No, you're not listening to me. I'm saying that the whole what is journalism, right? So New York Times got to get to the story first, right? This whole get to the story first has bled into fandom, right? So now I got to be the first person to be like, oh, this season is terrible. It's in the toilet. Cancel the season. First round draft pick. I want to talk about draft picks. I'm like, why are we even talking about this? Like, we don't know what the end of the season is until the end of the season.
Correct.
Okay? So
deep thoughts with Banky.
Why are we talking about is Mike McCarthy he's I'm so sick of it. I'm ready to unfollow. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't think that Coach McCarthy should be fired at the end of the season.
Right.
But can we please just wait till the end of the season?
I see. Okay, wait. I agree with everything you just said. You know I do. I have said it many, many times. And ultimately, yes, you have to wait for it to play out. That's what Mark Murphy is going to do. All these people saying he should be fired tomorrow, etc. during the Vikings game. Yeah. No, that's not going to happen. And the reality of the situation is Murphy's going to let it play out. And I agree with everything you're saying. But when you go through a stretch that the Packers have gone through since the bye week, where week after week after week, the head coach is, if not directly responsible, then directly contributes to loss after loss after loss and doesn't change, doesn't adjust, doesn't do anything, tells me it's time to move on.
I feel like some adjustments were made. And what do you think about this?
And
what do you think about the whole conspiracy theory that Aaron Rodgers has spent the entire season trying to get Mike fired after he got his big payday?
Well, here's the thing. It's hard to dismiss it when you watch the tape and you see Aaron Rodgers doing things you've never seen Aaron Rodgers do before. Like critical third downs thrown into the ground 2 weeks in a row. That would have extended very crucial end of game drives.
So why? Okay, so that's very passive.
And then airmailing a pass to Davante Adams, which would have been an easy touchdown in any other formation of Aaron Rodgers that we've seen on this earth. He hits that play 10 times out of 10, but then he airmails it on Sunday night. So when you look at that, I understand why people jump to, is he trying to get Mike fired? I don't think that's the case. Only Aaron Rodgers knows what's in his heart.
You want to talk about the most
But it's hard not to wonder.
You want to talk about the most passive, aggressive way to get Mike McCarthy fired is to literally get paid $8 million a game. And instead of walking into Mark Murphy's office and being like, Mark, can I talk to you? Mm-hmm. You do that. So I'm not buying it.
Right. But and then the other thing, another piece of information.
I am buying the coach is a little checked out. You watch his press conferences, and they just feel even more checked out than
a little bit. I thought his presser today was good, but I do think I feel like he's kind of auditioning for his next job a little bit. But the other piece of information that you're looking at with Rodgers too is, okay, he's got this great stat line, right? He has 19 touchdowns, 1 interception. Everyone talks about the 1 interception. It should be 3. If
he has a good quarterback ratio.
Hang on, and he's got a good quarterback rating, etc. PFF just put out, still an elite quarterback, etc. That's all great. But he also leads the league in throwaways by a wide margin. It just tells you, he's not going to fit a ball in there. He's not going to take a chance. He'd much rather throw the ball away than risk even the possibility of throwing an interception. That all leads down the path of, well, it's not the quarterback because he's got great stats and he's got a great passer rating and he's still graded as elite, etc. So that's why I understand. I do not think that's what's happening. But I understand why people jump to, is he trying to get Mike fired? Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I agree.
It doesn't not make sense.
But I get where you're coming from.
It doesn't not make sense until you actually think about it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, really?
No. He's a professional. I don't think he wants to win ball games and all of that. I don't, for a second, that's why I say I don't think that's what's happening. But I get why people think it. Should we get to some news? Some Packers news,
There's news?
if you will.
Oh, I see.
Packers back on the practice field today. First up, we've got Randall Cobb and Kevin King both practicing now, both in a limited capacity, both dealing with hamstrings. Cobb obviously has been out for a very long time. You would think they'd want him healthy for this stretch run here. I tell you what, lots going on. We'll talk about this later in the show about the Packers winning out, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. They're not winning out anything if Kevin King can't get on the football field. They need him.
Yeah.
So we will see how that progresses throughout the week. And then on the other side of the ledger, we've got Bakhtiari and Taylor. Only the left half of your offensive line worked out in the rehab group. And Taylor actually was listed as a limited participant on the injury report. Bakhtiari did not participate. So both of those guys dealing with injuries. I tell you what. Now, I know Arizona is not a very good team, but going into this game on Sunday without both your left tackle and your left guard, that's suboptimal.
I want to also bring that up. It's like, it's something we really haven't talked about because we've just kind of been praying that it would be fine.
What we do.
But I blame this season on the offensive line. If you look, everybody wants to talk about coach. They want to talk about Rodgers. And there's definitely deficiencies with both of those. I think with coach, it's harder to tell because we've talked about this on the show. Mm-hmm. Mike Florio don't know shit. You don't know anything. And no one in this sphere, right. You do not know who called the play.
Yep.
You have no idea.
I feel you.
The only two people that know who called the play and who executed the play that was called are Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. Right. I don't care, Matt Bowen. I don't care who you are. If you think you're an expert at football, you don't know shit about who called the play and who executed the play. You don't.
Right.
You just don't. We're in this mode and he's got this thing. But you know what? What is the thing that is consistent throughout, whether coach has a good game or Aaron has a good game? Consistently, we think we can step back and get to the third read before a defender is in our face.
Is in our lap. Yep.
Why do we think this? And even more so, it's like, I hate to do this, but it's like you literally have Bakhtiari holding it down. You got Corey Lindsley holding it down. And then you have a sieve. Literally have an open, gaping hole. And you have, imagine if you're the quarterback, and we never really talk about this. You're the quarterback, and you're like, is Lane Taylor going to see that? I would be questioning.
Is Byron Bell going to pick up that
really
going
to pick that up?
Right.
I would be questioning that at every moment. So I wonder if some of that is not playing into. It's not about he doesn't. The decisions are made too fast for him to go. Geronimo Allison, who I know is out.
Right.
To go, Randall Cobb, I don't trust him on that route, right? The decision's too fast for that, right? So a lot of people are like, why doesn't he trust his receivers? I think it's less that. It's like he does not trust his offensive line.
Yeah, and you see that. You see that on tape. You see his eyes dropping. It's the cardinal sin. If you're quarterbacking, you got to trust that protection. Look downfield, like you say, go through your progressions. I agree. I think he is looking at his line. And it's funny. Earlier in the year, they kept trying to run that shot play that they used to run to Jordy. There was like 3 or 4 attempts to run that where he boots out and he sets up and he fires. The problem was every single time they tried to run it, by the time he was turning out of the fake, he had somebody in his lap. Like every single time. I mean, it was comical. So McCarthy just stopped trying to run it because they can't block it up. And I completely agree with you. That is 100% factual.
Well, when we used to live in a world, people are like, I saw in the chat, somebody's like, oh, well, are the Packers just shell-shocked from 2014? I'm like, no. The Packers used to live in a world where the offensive line could get it done no matter what patchy crap they had to do.
Yep.
It was like, you literally, remember when Jason Spriggs, right?
Yep.
The first time we were like freaking out, this was like 2 years ago, right? We're freaking out. He's starting for the season. We're like, oh my God. We're fine. Win for 4 games straight, right? Because we take it for granted that the offensive line is just fine and the coach is going to get it done. So,
it's substandard
if we're going to make changes anywhere, if we're going to leave Mike McCarthy in, I think we're going to see a lot of changes on the offensive line.
Well, it's funny because I think that's a byproduct of everyone's talked about the substandard drafts and the lack of draft classes that have upheld. Got like a lot has been made and written about and talked about in regards to look at all these draft classes that are no longer helping, right? Coupled with, now this goes to your point, letting 2 of the best guards in the NFL go one after the other. Well, yeah, you're going to start to be a little less dependable up front. And I think Lane Taylor does a good job. I don't think he's a great player. I think he's solid.
I'm not trying to knock the offensive line we have.
He struggles in pass pro much more. He's a much better run blocker. And Byron Bell is what he is. He's a stopgap journeyman offensive lineman who has been with a bunch of teams because he's not great, And Brian Balaga's having a substandard year.
Yeah.
You throw all that together, and like you said, Lindsley holding it down. Bakhtiari is Bakhtiari, although even Bakhtiari had a substandard stretch. He's kind of bounced back these last 2 weeks, but prior to that, he was having some issues. So you throw it all together, and I totally agree. And you're right. I think it is kind of the one bit that hasn't been dissected as much, probably publicly, certainly in the media.
I mean, I'm sure everybody on the Packers
on the Packers, right? They recognize it. Brian Gutekunst is sitting up there every week going, we can't block it. We can't block it. I gotta fix this next year.
I mean, what is our biggest problem? What is the last 3 weeks? What is our biggest thing we've talked about? Why doesn't Aaron Rodgers check it down? Well, it's kind of hard to check it down if you're like 1, 2, bam, right? 1, bam. And that goes to your head. And the guy has spent his whole career being this guy that can take hits, that can do things. Yeah. But if I'm injured
this is why I've been begging for the quick passing game.
Yeah.
The quick dinking and dunking, again, as we always talk about.
The team that you have.
Begging.
You have that team.
That's why. And pivot. This is why, more than anything else, maybe not more than anything else, but this is another piece of why it is time for Mike to go, in my mind. Because he's just a flat-out refusal to adjust. In years past, remember 2007, our first year of Cheesehead TV. Remember when those first couple weeks, they couldn't run the ball to save their life, and then came week 3, I think it was, against the Chargers, and he was like, screw this. And that's when he started going 5 wide. I think they threw it like 42 times. And he just said, screw it. I'm not going to run the ball against keep running my guys into a wall.
Yeah.
He adjusted. But 2014.
But
2014, they were an absolute sieve on defense, especially against the run. Bye week came, move Clay inside, commit to Micah Hyde in the slot, adjust.
But there are adjustments. The misdirection with Aaron Jones that you brought up with Mike Spencer. There are adjustments.
Yes, I agree with that. Hey, the other bit of news. Wait, we'll get back to the offense in a bit, but I'm gonna make sure we touch on this because I didn't realize this, but this is pretty dope. This Sunday is both Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones' birthday.
So they're gonna win.
And both of them were passed up by the Cardinals at one point or another, so it's a birthday revenge game. I'm all in. I don't know. I'm selling that. I don't care if you believe it or not.
So they're going to win.
So they're going to win. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Holy crap. I just looked at the aggregation of the chat. Yikes.
How's that looking? Yeah, remember, put it up
I'm gonna
on the chat, on Twitter, wherever you got it. Hashtag CHTV fire Mike or CHTV keep Mike. Either one of those hashtags will work. Let us know if you want Mike fired or you want him kept around.
I did a keep Mike as She Said TV in the chat.
Well done.
So I spoke for you too.
That's fine.
I spoke for all the writers at She Said TV.
I speak for the trees, please. And finally, Davante Adams, for the first time ever in his illustrious career, went over the 1,000-yard mark on Sunday.
Good job.
I mean, so shout out to him. That's an important milestone. I think he could end up with just a ridiculous year. 115, 20 catches, maybe. Obviously over 1,000 yards, maybe, who knows, 1,500 yards. Maybe he approaches 15 touchdowns. I mean, he's having a monster year, and it's good to see.
It's really good to see.
Especially after they just paid him. It's good to see
really
a guy
good to
continue
see. And
having success.
And honestly, he did it last year.
With Brett Hundley as his QB.
He was literally, to me, he had the biggest heart of anyone last season.
I agree with that.
He kept going.
Yeah, he did.
He kept scoring touchdowns. He kept catching balls, unlike Jordy Nelson. He kept actually playing his heart out right to the end, which is all I ask for.
I feel you. Talking about, let's get back to the offense for a little bit here.
Okay, wait. Okay, wait.
Oh, no.
Okay, there's no hashtag
chat.
CHTV fire Mike unless we squeak in. Okay, that's not the hashtag. Okay,
let people tag what they want, and they just won't be counted.
No,
that's
I
up
don't
to,
like.
that's to them.
This is a dictatorship. This is not a democracy. Come on.
Oh, Lord. Oh my God.
Just like the watch party.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny is
What's up?
when we used to watch games, I was the one who would destroy Packer Man.
Yep.
So you're kind of the diva of the Packer Man destruction.
I've just gotten so frustrated with seeing the same crap every single week and the same mistakes and the lack of adjustments and losing the same way over and over and over again, and knowing the offense is going to come out and look real good and real productive and then just shit the bed.
You know what's really
every
funny?
Week.
My grandfather can only watch us until, like, at a certain point, he has to turn it off.
Why? Because I get too loud?
Yeah, because he can't handle you. He's like, I don't know how you can watch a game with him. And I'm like, I
know. What's so funny is I used to be the same way. I used to be this turnaround because my friend, I have a really old friend, Ben, who like I grew up with, and he was very much like always negative, always upset, everything like, oh my God, we're going to lose. And I was never that guy. I was always like, no, it's all right. A lot of ball game left. Like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm still a lot of ball game left guy. But I'm also like, right at this point, Mike McCarthy has like beat me into submission. Like I am totally fatalistic at this point. If they go on a run here, it is going to be a freaking miracle. That's all I can say.
Kyle Cousineau with the hashtag.
What's up, Kyle?
Kyle, we got a good idea for you for next season.
Yes, we do. We got a segment idea.
We got a segment idea.
For the mayor of Green Bay.
A special Kyle Cousineau segment.
I'm all in on this.
I'm in. I just hope he's in.
I'm sure he'll.
Holy man, that hashtag.
There you go. It jumped. It jumped. I'm not going to give away the final numbers yet, but one side of this equation is really taking off. The other side is kind of lagging behind.
I wonder which one.
I don't know. All right. On offense, you mentioned it earlier, the nice use of misdirection. This was nice to see. Earlier in the drive, they had run EQ on a end around, gained 5 yards, and then they came back to the same kind of action, and it really helped open up the TD run to Jones. We got the clip of it here. I think this is exactly what we've been kind of wanting to see from McCarthy in the offense as far as play design and usage. This is great. And I love Bakhtiari out here with really kind of no one to block, but he just throws his body there.
But see, that's another good thing that I thought
that's great.
That I thought you saw that was missing this entire season is even in the second half, he stuck with the run game for the most part.
Absolutely.
In a good way. It was a balanced approach. Yeah, there were times he was running into a wall, whatever, but you got to keep doing that.
But this is my problem. This is kind of what goes back to what we talked with Ryan Grant about when Ryan was here for the watch party against the 49ers. It's just like you are running the same, like those kind of runs that we just saw were like used very, very sparingly. And I get it. It's off action, whatever.
Yeah.
But other than those one or two instances, it was just zone right, zone left, zone right, zone left. And there's just no creativity. You're not like getting those guys out in space. The other really creative play that I loved was the throwback screen that Rodgers kind of looped over.
Yeah.
And that would have gone for big yardage had the defensive end, whose name I forget, for the Minnesota Vikings.
Not blown it up.
Well, he made a great play. He got off Balaga's block and caught him from behind. Without that happening, it's going for huge yardage.
Yeah.
But I love that design.
Yeah.
But again, they used it that one time, and I get you can't run crazy misdirection every single play, but more than a handful? I think you can. I think it's allowed.
If Aaron Rodgers has a better game, we win that game. I mean that's been the story of the season. It really is the story of the season.
What's funny is, okay, that, like, obviously Aaron Rodgers takes up all the oxygen, but can we talk about Corey Lindsley for a second? Because this guy is not getting the love he should be getting. You mentioned him earlier. You talk about a guy who's having a Pro Bowl level season, and I am not saying that lightly.
Him and Davante.
He is absolutely.
Him and Davante are 100% Pro Bowlers.
And Kenny Clark. Those three to me are the three who have legitimate arguments to be made.
I mean, I think you could make an argument for Jair Alexander in the Pro Bowl. It might be a little bit. It does feel early.
He's still got a lot to work.
But that I know.
But he's fun to watch.
But is he in the thing?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
But for Corey Lindsley, this is a guy who just signed a new deal. Everyone was all worried about his availability and kind of his downturn in his play a couple years ago, and here he is holding it down against some of the best that the NFL has to offer along the defensive line each and every week. He makes some of the most insane reach blocks look routine. Yeah. I mean, he does stuff that cannot be done physically. And you just look at it and he makes it look effortless. It's crazy. So it gets overlooked. It doesn't get talked about because they keep struggling on offense and they keep stubbing their toe and Mike does stupid stuff and Aaron does stupid stuff. But Corey is playing out of his mind.
Well, and we talked about in the beginning of the season how he's gotten next level permission to actually
handle more. Handle more of the protection.
Yeah, handle
stuff.
more of protection.
Yep.
Now, protection is one of the things that we're talking about. I don't feel like you can put that on Corey Lindsley's shoulder. I think you got to put that on 3 out of the 5 offensive linemen who just.
Absolutely. I mean, he can direct traffic, but ultimately he can't make a block for a guy.
Actually block for people.
The physical shortcomings are not his
fault. It would be nice if he could, though.
They'd be a lot better.
Next time I see him, I'm going to ask him that. I'm like, can you just block for everyone?
Well, you mentioned Aaron before. I mean, let's just talk about it because it's a thing and it's a real thing. I mean, it's funny how they come out with these scripts and they look good early, and then all of a sudden something switches. And a lot of people have talked about, they open with their creative stuff, and then all of a sudden they hit a wall, and Mike gets real conservative and or vanilla. And there is definite truth to that because they get to their spread game, and then it's matchup stuff, and there's not a lot of creativity or working guys open. They're just a bunch of isolation routes, etc. But the other component to that doesn't get talked about a lot is once that opening script, those opening thoughts, as McCarthy calls them, once they're done, Rodgers goes in the tank. I mean, just how many third downs did we see on Sunday night? I mean, the big one that's gone all over social media, I posted yesterday, was that third down to Graham. That's on the third drive. It's 3rd and 5. Ridiculous. He's got Graham wide open, and he runs trying to find there's a space in the B gap where he's trying to run through. And look, I get it. He sees space. He runs towards it, trying to run through it. But look, the offense. You know it better than anybody on this planet. Graham is coming across on a crosser. You see him breaking through bar there. It was going the other way. Anticipate it. He's there. His eyes are up. He sees him.
His instincts are broken.
So just a flip of the wrist.
Literally, his instincts are broken.
They really, really look to be. They really do. They really look like they have. He's got the QB yips. He's got the yips.
We said it last week, too. We said it last week. It's like, get back to fundamentals.
And
get back to joining the NFL the first time. And trying to stop making your arm be like this because, your coach taught you how the wrong way. Get back to it. And that press conference was trash, dude.
Which one?
Let's just talk about that for a second. His press conference after the game.
We got to beat the Cardinals. Then we got to beat the Falcons.
Wait a second. He did a Eeyore impression?
Then we got to beat the next team. Then we got to...
No shit, Sherlock!
See, I thought it was kind of funny.
It was stupid.
Well, see, but now here's the thing, though. If it turns around and they actually go on this run and make a play,
they're going to play the hell out of that.
Play the hell out of that clip forever.
It
and
is
he
Eeyore.
knows that.
It is Eeyore.
And he knows that.
It is. Yeah, Adam Lefkoe talked about it on his Twitter thing. You posted that.
I love Adam.
I get it. I get it. But
just have a little fun, Banky. QB1's allowed to have a little fun.
What a bunch of garbage. What a bunch of garbage. Thanks for taking that garbage and tossing it in my face. Appreciate it, QB1. Thanks, bud.
Oh, man. Just let QB1 have some fun in this lost season.
No. You get to have fun when you win.
Well, it's like anything.
Only winners get to have fun. I think Vince Lombardi said that one day.
I'm not quite sure that's the direct quote, but we'll go there. We'll go with it. Speaking of going with it, how about Aaron Jones? All offseason, all you heard was, well, you can't pass protection. Is an issue in pass protection. It's a problem in pass pro, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's all done. Can we just bury that narrative? I want to roll this clip of basically Aaron Jones saving a play. I mean, I know it's no shock to watch the right side of the offensive line getting beat, but look at Jones here to step up and take this guy.
By one guy.
Bulaga's like, help.
Literally, the left side has everybody else, and one guy is trying to bull rush, and they can't get him.
Fair, I think they slide left there, so that's interesting. And Rodgers, look, he throws it before EQ is even out of his break. Old school, trusting his dude. Anyway, I just love that
Bill
shot.
Michaels thinks we're done, guys. Okay.
Oh boy,
meet me at this camera.
Oh God, I'm gonna step away from
Bill Michaels. No one cares. No one cares about Bill Michaels. If you care about Bill Michaels, you're doing it wrong.
You're shouting about him, so you kind of care.
I'm shouting because someone is putting his name on our chat. Okay. I really want to ban that person who did that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, I won't.
Let's move to the defense, shall we?
I can't stand Bill Michaels. Bill Michaels.
You've made that very clear.
Bill Michaels. It could be the first game of the season, and it could be the first quarter, and he has to be the first one to be like, well, season's over, guys. Like, really, Bill? Why don't you go to Alaska? Because that's where you should have been doing radio in the first place. I know you're on his show and everything.
I am.
Oh, that's ending.
Bill's a buddy.
That's ending. If he sees that, he ain't going to be asking you for that.
Oh, why? I ain't saying it. Although.
Oh, yeah, like that matters.
That's ever mattered.
Has that ever
Usually
mattered
everybody in
life?
Wisconsin hates me for shit you say, so I'm sure this will add to that list. Let's move to the defense. Let's talk about Josh Jones, who got extensive playing time on Sunday night. And look, I know the Vikings at points, especially in the second half, kind of marched up and down the field. A lot of bad tackling, a lot of overruns from Jones. But look, I thought Jones actually held up well. And going back and looking at the tape, he did not play nearly as poorly as I have seen opined about on social media. Did he have issues? Did he have bad plays? Yes, of course he did. But this guy needs to play. This guy needs to play. He missed so much time in the preseason / training camp, and then obviously was down, basically not even active for a bunch of games this year. Now he's finally getting extensive playing time. He just needs to play. Yes, he over pursues, is a little too aggressive at times. That was the book on him coming out of college. The only way he's going to get rid of those tendencies is to play. So I'm glad to see he's playing.
Funny how a Packers named Corey is playing well, and the most well-known Aaron is playing off.
The most well-known? You mean Aaron Jones?
Lord. He's here all day. He's here all night, people.
Aaron Jones, the linchpin of the entire offensive attack? The guy who they should be featuring? I agree. Aaron. Hey, speaking of Jones, I want to rise to his defense on this one play. There's one play because I put this clip up on Twitter to show some good coverage by Jair Alexander, but, Thielen still catches it because Thielen's amazing. All anybody could talk about was Josh Jones here, and I'm here to tell you people, Josh Jones is fine on this play. Roll it, Anna. So, look, Jair's in blanket coverage. Great job by Jair, and this ball comes down, and everyone is yelling about Josh Jones not blowing this guy up. Look, he blows him up, he's going to get a flag and a fine, and it's not going to do any good. They're still going to have the ball, and he could possibly, depending on the referee and how they're feeling that afternoon or that evening, he could get a personal foul penalty and be one away from disqualification for the game. So not blowing him up, I have no problem with. And then they're like, well, we got to make a play on the ball. Watch at the end of that clip, when the ball is coming down, he extends his arms because he thinks the ball is going to come down over Thielen. He thinks he has an interception. And if he goes up and over Thielen to try and go get the ball at his highest point, he's going to get called for interference.
Yeah.
So everyone killing him for that play needs to relax.
Yeah.
Step back off the ledge. What else? Oh, we mentioned him earlier. I just want to give him a shout out. Feel like I need to do it every week because, again, the Vikings march up and down the field, but it's not because of this guy. Kenny Clark is a man among boys. Give this man a Pro Bowl nod.
How do we get more Kenny Clarks on the team?
More first-round picks? I don't know. But, hey.
We're really good at first-round picks.
Hey, this is a pretty good one. Ted did all right with this one. I mean, this guy, Kenny Clark is outstanding. Come on. He is an excellent football player.
Yeah, that's great. We
It
need
is
more.
great.
We need more.
That is correct.
That's like being
That is
like
Gutekunst's job.
That's like being like you're starving, okay, and you're giving me some rice, and I'm like, this rice is great. Yeah, well, can I get some more flavors? Can I like have some more, Coach? Can I have some more things to eat?
Really?
What?
Really?
What?
You're starving and you're complaining about the flavors, the choice.
I'm
really?
starving, and you're giving me kernels of rice.
Yeah, the damn best rice in the world that should be in the Pro Bowl rice. That's what I'm giving you.
Yeah, well, I need some steak and I need some mashed potatoes.
I'll give you some steak. Look at this play from Jair Alexander. Just look at it. This is the play of the year. I don't care. Play of the year. I don't care that it came in a loss. Oh my God.
So funny. That was great when that.
There were so many great things about Thielen. Get like completely ramroded. Doesn't even realize what's coming.
He's just like, I'm gonna block
knocking down Diggs. Like everything about this play is great, and I love Tramon Williams being like, "Okay, I got him. Whoa, what the hell? Wait, where's he going?" Like I love everything about this play. That's play of the year, and I've never seen a defensive back blow up a wide receiver screen like that.
And that's
I've seen a lot of them.
That's meant to be a pick play.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of them,
blowing up a
he
pick
just
play.
blew it up.
That is a counter to a pick play. It's great.
Just blow it up.
It's great.
Ooh, yeah. And then I guess it's time to talk about Mike McCarthy again. Where are we at? Cheesehead TV, Fire Mike is way out in front of Cheesehead TV. Keep Mike. If you are out there, let us know your thoughts, your feelings in the chat here with the hashtag CHTV Fire Mike or CHTV Keep Mike. Let us know. Mike McCarthy,
in the chat.
Should he stay? Should he go?
In the chat.
In the chat.
Facebook,
on Twitter.
On Twitter. We're aggregating from all places,
Every
people.
place in the world. We want to know your thoughts and feelings, people, but only through the magic of hashtags. All right.
Other hashtags won't work, by the
No,
way.
no
They've
other
been
hashtags will work.
Somebody tried an emoji of fire with Mike. That doesn't work.
Let's talk about Mike McCarthy and the job he's doing and the job he did on Sunday night with Mike's best and worst. Roll it, Anna. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Mike's Best and Worst. After a 24-17 defeat in Minnesota, once again, it's hard to draw too much from the positive side of the ledger, although, once again this week, Mike had some creative ways of getting Aaron Jones involved. I really like the pitch that turned into a touchdown. But since we stressed that last week, let's look at his game management down the stretch, particularly the decision on 4th down towards the end to actually kick the field goal rather than go for the touchdown. I know that seems like a small thing, but lots of teams, lots of coaches screw that up in the heat of the moment. You need 2 scores, you're down there, kick the easy field goal and try the onside kick, which is what he did. Obviously, the onside kick didn't work, but it's the right call. So kudos for Mike for that. Of course, on the bad side of the ledger, it's another 4th down blunder, repeating another idea from the week before, screwing it up on 4th down. Last week, it was punting on 4th and 2. This week, it's not only not challenging the spot of the football, but taking so much time off the play clock that you have to call a timeout, and then out of said timeout, running Aaron Jones into the teeth of the defense when all you need are a couple inches. Just call the quarterback sneak or spread it out and let your quarterback do the work. But anything other than running into the strength of the defense for the Vikings, I don't understand it, never will, drives me insane. That's the bad side of the ledger for this week. From Mike McCarthy, Make sure you check out everything here at Cheesehead TV. We'll be back next week at Mike's Best and Worst. Yeah, dog. Hit that subscribe button on the Cheesehead TV YouTube.
I agree. Why didn't we run the sneak? It's like nobody wants to be obvious. That's too obvious.
Remember the Super Bowl year when
that won't work?
When Rodgers ran that sneak down in Atlanta, and I think he hurt his head or whatever. And I think since then they've been really gun shy about it. Like, it's just not something they do a ton of. I mean, they've run it, but they really don't feature it like the Patriots run it nearly every time they're in short yard.
Okay, what is the most famous Green Bay Packer play of all time in the history?
The most iconic
end of story. The most iconic play in football. We are known for this play more than any other play ever in history of all time. Probably never will be known for anything unless 3 Hail Marys are thrown in one game in a playoff game in the Super Bowl.
You mean the quarterback sneak in the Ice Bowl?
What? By the greatest quarterback to ever play for the Green Bay
Packers. Amen.
It's just mind-boggling. That's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you could run or if it's 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1, 1st and 1, and it can't be 1st and 1. Okay, but it was kind of nice to count down, so I got a little excited.
You got excited.
Okay,
I know.
if you run a quarterback sneak on any down and distance with 1 yard to go, and you don't get it, no Packer fan will ever be angry about it.
Well, I don't know about that, but I think we'll understand.
They're not going to be like, that's a bad play call.
It made sense.
Yeah, they might get mad at the execution.
Was bad. In fact, remember last year?
It's never a bad play call.
Brett Hundley had the worst quarterback sneak attempt I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, in the history of the game, probably the worst quarterback sneak I've ever seen attempted. But that's neither here nor there. But the play call was correct, and the idea was correct. Running a dive with Aaron Jones into a fucking defensive line that already dominates your offensive line, but now the entire defense knows what's coming. Everyone's all mugged up in the A gap. The safe, Harrison Smith down on the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that sounds like a great plan of attack, guys. And it comes out of a timeout. That's what blows my mind.
The only thing worse than that was the Vikings coming out of a timeout and getting a 12-man on the field. That was great.
That was hilarious.
Besides,
that was an ode to Brad
Alexander. It was Jair Alexander's play.
Right.
And then it was that made me happy. I was like, this game's got to go well because that happened. The Vikings, they just always do something dumb.
Yep.
If you're going to do the hashtag, you guys, you got to keep the hashtag with the letters. If there's a space, then we can't read the hashtag.
Have you been on the internet?
It's called the internet. I was going to say something, but I forgot what it was. So
let's go to the Cardinals game.
Let's go to the Cardinals game.
Keys to the Cardinals-Packers game, which you are not attending.
I'm going to be at the watch party.
I know. It's kind of weird.
I'm going to be at the Falcons game, though.
I know, but
we're moving offices, and I decided to be responsible.
And be here for the move. Thanks, Coach. That's great.
Because you know what will happen. If I'm not here for the move, then everybody's going to move the stuff. Then I'm going to make them move it all again.
Oh, I'm aware.
I know
how it works.
I try not to make people do things twice.
That's good.
Except you.
Yeah, well, I do it. That's a whole nother show. But anyway, Cardinals and the Packers. David Johnson, not having the fantasy darling year many probably hoped for. Still a very dangerous running back. He could still shred this team. Still dangerous. David Johnson, ready to destroy the Packers if they let him.
Oh, I know what. On the chat.
Oh, boy.
Who's David Johnson?
Just go back to bed, buddy.
What happened?
It's okay.
I'm going to get so much shit on the watch party for that statement, but that's why I like making them, because it's fun.
He's a running back for the Arizona Cardinals.
No one cares. Look, people are asking me on the chat, who do I hate more?
Oh, boy.
Vic Ketchman.
Oh, Jesus.
Or Bill Michaels.
Wow.
That's a really hard.
That's a tough one. I think I know the answer.
Okay, what do you think?
Vic Ketchman.
Yes! Yeah, you win.
I knew that.
You win.
I was pretty sure.
Bill Michaels is right there. Bill Michaels still around, so I'm,
Bill Michaels hanging around.
The other thing
He's not ready for the Pepsi challenge.
The other thing is funny. Mike Witt says in the chat, why does Corey get this fired up on Transplant, but Coleman's can be on the watch party? Because Nagler's taking up all the oxygen on the watch party.
Whatever. I just get upset, man. You are more than welcome to chime in whenever you want.
Yeah, but if you're doing yes and, you got to be the contrast.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're all fired up,
That's the
I
thing.
got to be the
I'm not
passive
thinking
person.
of the presentation of the show. I'm just reacting.
Yeah, so am I,
I
but
am just existing organically. It's like a Jerzy
Oh, man.
Grotowski, kind of theater
there's some kind of smell in
In
the
the-
studio right now. I don't know what it is.
theater of the world.
There's some nasty smells going on in the studio right now.
I don't know what that's about, but it ain't me.
That's about some BS
I
that
don't know
you're
what
laying
talking
down.
about. That is just me organically living like Peter Brook. It's like the empty space, baby. I'm just existing.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing, man.
All right.
The Packers should run all over Arizona's defense. Arizona is ranked, I believe, 30th in the NFL
Nice.
run defense. The Packers are at home.
I like it. Aaron Jones. There
Could be one or two or maybe more offensive linemen out. So just run the ball.
Aaron Jones.
Just run the ball.
Aaron Jones.
Fire off. You got the crowd behind you. They'll be quiet unless they're doing the wave or saying go Pack go, or the hell wrong thing they're doing every week when they're on offense. But just run the football. They should be able to run all over this team. And I know Mike is going to be, and Aaron is going to be all tempted to put it in the air, to throw it all over the yard because they saw Phillip Rivers have one of the most efficient games for an NFL quarterback ever against this defense last week. He started the game, I believe, I want to say like 29-29 or 26-26, something like that, some absurd number. But yeah, so they'll be tempted because they always are, but they should just run the football day and night and day. First, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, run the football all game long.
So we should run the football?
And then finally, I'm here to tell you something, Banky.
Oh, Lord.
I'm here to tell you something. This is one of those games, another get-right game. We've had a few this year. Ones they didn't really get right. The other one they did.
Miami was a get-right game.
That was the one they did. The one they didn't was the San Francisco game because they needed a dramatic comeback against the fucking 49ers at home against a rookie QB
Did you bring
or
that
second-team
game up?
QB.
God.
So this is another get-right game. This is a game they should blow the doors off this team, regardless of who's injured or whatever. They should be the better team. They should win this game going away. If and when they do, and they might not. Hell, they could lose this game for all I know. But let's say they blow the doors off the game just like everyone thinks they will or should. Here to tell you, it's fool's gold, people. It's just fool's gold. Everyone's going to get all excited.
Why?
Ooh, 1 week down. Here we go. We're going to run the table 2.0.
Why is it fool's gold?
Because it doesn't fix any of the problems. Even if they score 50 points, it's not real.
You're crazy.
It's a mirage.
It's not a mirage.
It's still Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers having total disconnect,
Nope.
taking advantage of a substandard foe.
No. This is where you're wrong.
This is where I am correct.
This is where, it must be nice to put your
Must be
negative
nice.
Nelly
Must be
junk across.
nice
Look,
to have Aaron
Look.
Rodgers on your side.
all it's going to take
Mhm.
is a spark. Okay?
God.
You get the spark.
Oh, God.
Remember,
Okay.
you get the spark,
Okay.
you get the heat,
Yeah.
you get the fire.
We are the spark that will light the fire that will burn the First Order down.
Yes! I like it
Those
now.
Star Wars action.
Yes. All you need is a spark. Don't be saying this fool's gold. I can't believe you wrote that in the script.
I sure
That's
did.
a bunch of junk, okay?
It's fool's gold.
All we got to do is get one game down. Then it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Got to beat the Cardinals.
That's why he said it.
And we got to beat
See, now you've referenced
Falcons?
it twice. It's in your
and
head.
we got to beat the Bears.
QB1 knows what he's doing. I'm just saying. It's gonna be
I
the
don't-
it's gonna be the clip. They're
I-
gonna play it for the next 3 weeks as they're
they
winning
are, yeah,
until they get to Chicago and lose, and then everyone's gonna stop talking about it. It's gonna be great.
Okay. If we don't get Laravied by our Bears watch party guest,
Yep.
I do not want you. I don't
Oh
know.
no, I'm gonna want the Packers to win. Hello, of course. Duh. Please. Banky, how long have you known me?
You're killing me right now.
How long have you known me?
Because the fool's
How
gold.
long have we been friends?
The fool's gold thing is nonsense. It's
No,
nonsense.
it's not.
Yes, because it's the NFL.
Yes, correct.
So
of which there are trends, and
every
there are also mountains of evidence of tape.
You could
and
make-
trends.
you could
and
make an
decision
argument
making
that-
for 12 weeks.
you could make an argument that every other team is teetering, right? The glass is either half full or it's half empty. It can be
It's a
both,
week-to-week league.
right? It is a week-to-week league.
And
Whoever
week to week, the Packers shit the bed.
No, that's not true. Not in week one.
I'm sorry, Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers have shat the bed
Not in week one.
from basically, out of the bye week, they have looked close. The two things that have consistently kept them from getting over the hump, whether it is against the Rams, whether it is against the Patriots, whether it is against the Vikings, is Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. Those two things. And everyone's going to say, Ty Montgomery fumbled.
Ty Montgomery fumbled.
Oh, yeah, but you know what else happened in that game? Mike McCarthy tried to run it out of his own end zone with Aaron Jones on a fucking dive, at which Aaron Rodgers didn't see the guy in the slant and just could rise and fire, probably gets a touchdown. Those two guys contribute more than anyone else. I don't want to hear about it. Aaron Rodgers on third down has been abysmal for this run.
And so has the offensive line.
So is the offensive line. And so is Mike McCarthy not wanting to adjust. I'm sick of it. I am just sick of it. Sick of it. Fool's gold.
It's not fool's gold. I disagree.
All right, well, let's get on to something we can agree. Anna, roll it.
This week in the Packer blogosphere.
That's right. It's This Week in the Packers blogosphere, the return of that venerable series. Corey, we had a guest book today.
Oh, no. Don't go there.
But they punted again. It's the second time. One more time.
Oh, no.
I'm going to have to call them out.
Okay, but you're not going to right now.
I'm getting close,
No,
but I'm
don't
not
do
going
it.
to.
Come on.
They get one more chance.
Come on.
One more chance. But in the meantime, people are talking playoffs, Corey. People are talking playoffs.
They are? Cool.
Playoffs.
I like it.
The Packers, the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, we went from like...
The 2018 Green Bay Packers and the playoffs
Why not?
are being mentioned in the same
Let's
sentence.
do it. Let's do it.
And a lot of it is being generated by this here graphic.
Chart?
That
We have a chart?
somebody, Packer Posts, put this up, created this. Obviously, he said, I believe on his post on Twitter, he said that someone had mentioned it, all the possibilities that needed, all the things that needed to happen. 4 of these 5 things must happen along with the Packers winning out. The Eagles have to lose 1. The Seahawks have to lose 2. The Panthers have to lose 2. The Redskins have to lose 2. And the Vikings have to lose 3.
I like those chances.
I mean, I don't think the Vikings are going to lose 3 more games. Maybe they do. But you have to think those first 4 basically have to happen, essentially. And on top of all of it, and all of those things, okay, yeah, I can see them happening. If everything breaks right, fine. But then the piece de resistance, people, is the Packers having to win 5 games in a row when they haven't been able to win a game, let alone 2 or 3 in a row. So I get it. We're all really excited. We got a chance.
I mean, you know what's exciting?
Yeah.
This is where I go, okay?
All right.
So if
Rock
we
and roll.
don't do that well, guess what our Super Bowl is going to be?
What's it going to be? Beating the Bears?
Da Bears.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
It's going to be glorious.
the 80s will be here again.
When we beat
because
the
that was
Bears.
it. That was all I lived
You know
for.
what?
Was beating the Bears.
Here's
we never did.
Here's how I roll, okay?
Uh-huh.
If whatever, we're not going to make the playoffs, but we beat the Bears,
Twice.
I will be happy.
I will too. 100%.
Like,
dude.
it's not a-
100%. Because then all year, all off season, it'll be, oh, yo, you guys suck. You didn't even make the playoffs. So like, we beat you twice, man. Cool. Have fun.
Well,
getting
and
beat in
here's
the
the
playoffs.
thing.
Bye.
Here's the thing. If you're a Packers fan, besides Super Bowl and World Championship rings,
Yep.
right, which they didn't give any World Championship rings, but you
Right.
know what I'm saying? The second most important thing is Bears versus Packers all time. And right now, I believe we're 9 games up on them.
Is it 9?
Yeah, I looked at it the other day. It might be 6, but we're up.
Wow.
We are up.
I knew we were up.
We are up.
realize it was
We
that
were
many.
really close, and then
Right,
we
right.
kind of broke
Took
away.
away.
I don't think it's 9. I think it's. I looked at it on the
It's a few.
Cheesehead
I think
TV
it's a
Matrix,
few. Nice. The Matrix.
and I looked at it on the Cheesehead TV.
That car guy, just so you know, you use the R word in the chat, you get banned, buddy. So don't do it again.
Yikes.
Exactly. Beating them twice. That's it. I mean, yeah, beating the Bears twice. I'm all about it, man. All about it. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if they can beat the Cardinals. We'll find out. It's going to be
The
exciting.
Cardinals Cardinals.
They were once the Chicago
were.
Cardinals.
See, I
That
know
is
more.
true.
I know more about the Chicago Cardinals
Than you
than
do
the
about the Chicago
Arizona
Bears.
Cardinals or the
For years.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, Lord. That's upsetting. You know what's not upsetting?
Why is it upsetting?
You know what's not
The
upsetting?
Cardinals suck. Who
You know what's
cares?
not upsetting? Is holy explosion on Patreon, Batman.
Holy man.
Shout out to everyone out there. Thank you guys so much. We talked about it last week. Holy cow, did you guys deliver? We got a ton of new patrons on our Patreon page. If you are interested in supporting what we do here at Cheesehead TV, this here show, all these fine things and gizmos around us, you can contribute. You can become a member. You can see your name in the credits of this show.
Yep.
By contributing just $5 a month. I feel like Sally Struthers. Just $5 a month.
Now it's a PBS commercial.
Helps to...
But you get something. You get into a...
You get put into a drawing.
Put into a drawing for a Cheesehead TV t-shirt.
For overstock t-shirts. we found a bunch of old t-shirts that we had. They are brand new. They've never been worn. They've never been used. They're still in wrapping, etc. But we got to get rid of them. So what we did, we started last week basically giving these away. And if you have to be a patron on our Patreon page to win. It's drawn totally at random. And if you are a patron, you are eligible to win. You'll be named at random. And our first winner was Molly Rausch, who I've never met, but seems very lovely. She won this, and she got the A Lot of Ball Game Left shirt.
A lot of ball game medium. That means there's only two mediums
left. There's only two mediums left. Only two left at all. But she's got two. They're only mediums. But, so Molly got the A Lot of Ball Game Left shirt. You too, if you are a Patreon.
Yep.
A Patreon member of Cheesehead TV, you too can win a t-shirt, and we will send that out post-haste.
Do it.
You got anything else, Banky, for the fine folks?
I just want to say that it's not fool's gold.
We'll see, Banky. We'll see. That'll do it for this week's episode of the Packer Transplants. We'd like to thank everyone who connects with us all across the internet, be it here at Cheesehead TV or any of our social channels. You guys really help make this a unique fan experience, and that's why Corey and I are here. We are, and will always be, devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide.
Hold on. We got to talk about the CHGB fire mic.
All right, so ultimate, I think no one's going to be really surprised here. We got in a landslide. Hashtag CHTV Fire Mike is at 58. Hashtag CHTV Keep Mike is at 22. And 13 of those were Banky.
No, I only had one.
I know. So there are
58
22
to
souls
21.
out there.
So, wow. There's 22 people that believe that we should keep Mike.
Or 2 or 3 people who have just, maybe McCarthy's family is tuning in, furiously hashtagging it.
No, they're not.
But the runaway winner is CHTV Fire Mike. So...
Not surprised.
I don't think Mark Murphy is a friend of this program, so it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, I don't think Mark Murphy cares.
Yeah, that's correct.
About us.
That's correct. Or about the results. But I think he cares deeply, just not about this show.
Yes.
There you go. Perfect segue. Anna, take us out.
Is there any positive in terms of motivation for your guys, how ticked off they are about how this played out? Any of that can be used in any positive way whatsoever?
I'm not in the mood for drama tonight, Jason. Okay? I appreciate that.
What do you think you told the critics tonight?